Welcome back to another episode of the Owatonna Wrestling Weekly Podcast. And right now we are sponsored by the Flemke Agency. Ben Flemke and his staff have a brand new location right downtown across from Morehouse Park. A beautiful vista. I know he's really happy about that. And it's nice and convenient for all of his customers too. Once again, he does all the shopping for you. He has a dozen or so carriers. And basically he shops for, home, auto, business, whatever you're looking for coverage, and make sure that it's the right fit for you, both in terms of price and quality. So thank you to Ben Flemke of the Flemke Agency for your support for the Owatonna Wrestling Association. And I'm Coach Derek Johnson. I'm accompanied as always by Coach Gabe Hovden. And this week we don't have like a billion pages to go over of results.
Nope.
So we were just here last week, so nice and quick and easy. Last Thursday, we had senior night here at Owatonna, and what can I say about it? At least it was a packed house.
Yes, there was people here.
It was an incredible feeling to, we started off with the middle school at 4:30,
Yep.
Had some good matches between us and Albert Lea's middle school. JV was at 6, and then, it felt close to those kind of 2000s battles where by the time JV was done, it was really starting to fill in.
It was filling in, and you could feel the intensity coming.
Yeah, right. It was getting electric, and guess what? You didn't have to park 27 blocks away on a street somewhere.
Yes, on a side street, and worry about snow. There was no snow to worry about.
Yeah, that
nothing
too.
like that.
That too. So, so didn't go the way we wanted necessarily. There was actually a lot of parts that did, but it may not have felt like it because Albert Lea, our plan going into it was at 107, Kaden Lindquist heavily favored. He got the major in that. We were looking for major tech pin, any bonus points there, and he delivered.
Yep.
He's number 7 ranked and rolling right now. And then at 14 and 21, they have tough kids, but they were slightly favored, probably like a 60-40 ratio, not heavily favored. And we got caught in both of them.
Yeah.
And that was the disappointing factor because we knew what was coming next.
Yeah, but from the outsider looking in, it was like, God, we needed to keep them to a 1-point match, maybe, a little flip, take one of the two, and I think, honestly, from my point, it kind of looked like the sale got taken out right there.
Yeah, well,
right after that, to a little bit of a point.
I was about to say, right after that, number 3, Logan Davis, who's a hammer.
Yep.
Lane Karsten gave up some points early and then broke him.
Yeah.
Was driving back into that match. Davis got bailed out by some blood time.
Yep.
Story of our season.
Yep.
And Karsten was
was coming. I think outside looking in again. I think if Lane wrestled the first period like he did the next 2 periods, I think he's got him.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't see. I think it's confidence on Lane's side. He's right there. It's just that he's got to take that next step. And it's up to him. He's got all the tools.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So technically their 21-pounder was ranked at 14, Collins, and then Logan Davis at 127 was number 3. So we knew got to keep that one to a decision either way, win or lose. Achieved. Thank you, Lane.
Yep.
After that, it's number 2 in the state, returning 2-time state finalist and state champion Michael Olson, who is, no matter who you throw at him, he was going to pin. He's going to the Gophers. He's a legit. So honestly, it may not seem like it to the outsider, but Jaden Jurley going into the 3rd and battling the way he did was heroic.
Yes.
It was absolutely heroic.
Yeah.
So that one was almost exactly what we wanted. So we had 2 in a row during their power alley that we executed pretty well.
Yeah.
And then Trey Hiatt against a ranked Ignaszewski. Gosh, that last name.
Ignaszewski.
He's ranked as well. And Trey, ended up being 6'3", but honestly it was, 4-3. It was like a close match near the end, gave up kind of a slide-by takedown. So Trey's right there. So once again, needed a decision either way. That one was a little bit more 50-50. We have a lot of confidence in Trey, and Trey knows he sees him again, he's going to win that match. So we're still, at least in this batch, on track.
Yeah.
Because then again, they have another ranked guy, Corman, at 45, and our 8th grader, Colton Glende, going against that hammer. also put up a heck of a fight all the way into the third, fighting like cross faces and cross elbow rides and just sticking it out. And once again, like heroically fought and battled and scraped. And yes, gave up the pin, but honestly, that was way outmatched, way outgunned in that way. And after that, then it was more of like, hey, we need every win here.
Yep.
And so in the next 3 matches to give up 2 pins and a decision, I mean, it was just done. It was, and like you said, it probably was done down in the lower weights before that Power Alley because we needed every match besides those 5 in a row or those 4 in a row.
We needed to break that little streak somewhere.
Yeah.
And that streak just didn't get broke.
Right. And we finished strong on top. Max Flemke, Blake Fitcher, Grant Lauer. But, I mean, once again, it's Albert Lea. They're really good at keeping matches close, slowing it down in a way that should be stalling.
Yep.
But doesn't get called a whole heck of a lot. But, yeah, they were well prepared.
Yeah.
Hats off to Coach Vogt. But, yeah, we're confident we're going to see him again. We should get the 3 seed. So we'll be on the side with Northfield.
And then a little side note on that. I talked to Hansen from Albert Lea. You know, I've known him since I've been little, and he's still coaching down there. And he did spill a little bit of beans to me. He said 3 of his wrestlers had the match of their careers.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it. Tristan Cox for sure.
They had the match,
RJ.
and they had the match of their careers. He goes, I've never seen him wrestle that well ever. So hopefully they peaked a little too early.
Yeah.
And
and the upside, I mean, I was really upset after the duel. But I did lead with, when talking to the team, like, this isn't the end of the season. No. At least now we know. We will see them again. We're going to get revenge on Northfield first in the semis, and we will see them in the section finals, and that's where we do it. That's where we pour it on. So
yep, and that's where we want to peak. I mean,
exactly.
You can go in, this time, it's right there, but we haven't put out. I hope they haven't put out their best matches yet.
No, definitely not. And honestly, we then turned around and saw that 2 days later. We were at the Takedown 22 individual tournament at Maple River, and we took second in team points. Now, so we took second to New Prague, but we did finish ahead of Watertown Mayor, who's been as high as like 5th this year, ranked in single A. We finished ahead of Jackson County Central. They were down they had 3 weights sick or whatever. But we also had 2 guys not finish the tournament because they got injured right out the gate. Yeah. And one of them, Hammer, Trey Hiatt, probably would have taken the entire tournament. So we lost team points on that. Yeah. Jaden Jurley got knocked out with a concussion, same thing. Probably lost team points there that were just kind of sitting there. So, took second, and we looked sharp. So for the varsity side, Kaden Lindquist went out and dominated. Once again, we were expecting a really good New Prague kid and a really good JCC kid. They were both sick that day. But he still went out and handled business. Gonzalez from Maple River's no slouch, and poured it on. And I think he got the major on that one. Isabelle Townley looked insanely sharp. She's peaking at the right time because she has girls sections this week. So she took first at 112. Lane Karsten, I can't believe he's not ranked, goes out and in the finals, so I think he pinned his way through the entire tournament. And in the finals against Isaiah Gonzalez, really good Maple River kid, poured it on and went for the pin in the final 30 seconds, got the stick.
Got it, good.
Yeah.
Well, and also, like I said earlier, for all the guys, not being ranked, you have nothing to lose.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to worry about that in the back of your head. Well, I'm ranked number 4 in the state. I can't get beat by this nobody. Or this guy's not even ranked. So,
right.
I mean,
I do want to mention, I totally missed Isabelle's ranked 5th at 106. She'll be wrestling 112, but she is ranked. But yeah, good point.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have nothing that there's no weight on your shoulders when you're unranked, and you can go in there and start knocking guys off. It's like, oh, here he comes. So
yeah, and we had a little bit of that too, and we'll get to that. So and then also to my point regarding the Albert Lea duel. Blake Fitcher, we had a good talk after his meet because, he got the win against Albert Lea, but we had kind of a good heart-to-heart with Coach Woodrich and I and him. And, dude, you're an animal. You're scary, and you need to start believing it. Yep. He goes out there, pin, tech fall, and then in the finals against the ranked number 8 in the state, George Doherty from Le Sueur, he wins 3-0 and honestly was rode him out for an entire period to finish the match. Like just destroyed him, got stall calls, all that. So his confidence as a number 9 ranked, Blake Fitcher's never been ranked before, and he clearly is now starting to believe his own hype. So that's good.
It's all in the confidence.
Yeah. And then for our second place finishers, we had number 3 in the state, Aliah Fischer, who lost to number 2 in the state, Petsinger from Nurheg. So that's 2 of her 3 losses on the season are to Petsinger.
Yeah.
So
okay. I just was it a headlock?
It was to start with, yeah.
Okay. Yep. That's
ran right into it.
Yep. That's a family tradition with the Petsingers. There's headlocks.
Yeah, but then she was tough on top. Petsinger. Yeah. First year wrestler McKayla Selle took second. She was in a group of 2. So but I want to let her know that so she split on the day, I believe, against that same girl and looked so sharp. When she gets on top, like she just knows she's got a great combination between chopping or going to the half and just one or the other and drives. So that was amazing. We had 2 wrestlers wrestle at 139. So we bumped up Trey Hiatt to 145. Give these guys a little bit of a shot here. And 8th grader Colton Glende took 4th at 139 in a man's bracket. And Parker Costas took 6th in that same bracket. So they ended up wrestling each other too. But both had pretty good days. RJ took 4th, and it's like, RJ. In the consolation side, he pinned number 5 in the state, Broday Ignaszewski from Mankato West. I don't know why you would ever lock up with RJ Reinardy, but man, Tyler Sorenson, Coach Sorenson over there on the other side was about to throw his chair. Just like, I knew it. So yeah, RJ caught him. So yeah, that was pretty fun.
If you're locking up with him, he didn't catch him. He threw him.
Well, yeah, and it was actually on a defense. Like he was he sprawled, jacked him up into it, and not a facelift, but a hard chin whip. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then, Max Flemke took 4th at 189. Ella Montanye took 4th at 148. She got a win she got her first varsity win.
Nice. Yep. She's one of the little sponges at middle school that I'm looking forward to see what she can actually do when she finally gets this experience and gets aggressive.
Right. So. Yeah, she's improving by the match. Donny Sorenson at 121 took 5th in a loaded bracket. I mean, 121 had both Eller for New Prague, former state champ, and Titan Fredericks of Watertown Mayor, former state champ, and they met in the finals. It was hammers up and down in 121, and he took 5th, which was actually a very big accomplishment. We're going to have Grant Lauer on here in a second. He took 5th and had a good tournament. Jacob Wilson and Caden Keller were the ones I haven't mentioned yet that took 6th. And those both underclassmen. So yeah, pretty much the only people who did not, just a few guys who had some stacked brackets or injury default. So
good.
On the JV side, Mr. 7th grader Gabe Robb won the JV bracket for 114. So that was cool to see. Senior Justin Gronley won the 127 and looked really sharp. Chase Grunwald starting to really put it together at 152, won the JV side. And then Charlie Sikora, 189 and a light 189. I don't believe anyone made it out of the first period against him. And I did want to point out he's 20-1 on the JV season right now. So, yeah,
he does have he is on the light side, but he keeps working. I don't see him not cracking it here soon.
Right. So... and then this week, on Thursday, we're at number 1 in the state, AAA, Mounds View. We are extremely dinged up and already sick at the beginning of this week. I don't know how much of a lineup we're going to be able to produce for them. We're just kind of loading up and trying to get healthy for sections next Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, girls varsity sections. They've had to expand it into a 2-day tournament now because of all the participation in girls. So that's a great sign. So it is over in Redwood Falls.
This year. That's out there. That is out there.
A good 2 hours away. So an overnight this year. Going forward, it's going to be in Rochester. So a little bit easier for that 2-day tournament. But good luck to all the girls heading out there. I believe we're going to have 5 wrestling in that tournament, and they're looking sharp. We just got to stay healthy here. On Saturday, if you'd like to not travel 2 hours for some wrestling, We are hosting, since we have a brand new shiny high school, the Big 9 JV conference tournament on Saturday.
Okay.
So wrestling starts at 11 o'clock. It's usually a quick one, roll through by about 3:30. Come on down, support your local team, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're getting it set up exactly the way that Davis Duels was, with its two mats per gym.
Okay.
Yep. And it should be a good time. I mean, I like showing off this school. So,
Yes. It's a good setup for it.
Exactly.
And then also, since our middle school, last Thursday was our last night against Albert Lea.
Yep.
Officially, our season is not over, but it is over through the school. Now we're starting open practices for our middle school, 7 to 8:15 on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Which we're going to roll into the USA folk style. So we have, I got to have little discussions with the kids tonight at practice, the ones that show up. It's open practice. It's not mandatory anymore, but I would like to kind of make it mandatory, and because we have the actual qualifier that these junior high kids, middle school kids, view 14 and up, just have to place in the top 4 to make it to state.
And what date might that be, sir? I thought I was Sunday, March 10th.
There it is.
Sunday, March 10th.
Sunday, March 10th is
at OMS.
Yep, is here. So you place the top 4, you qualify for state.
Gotcha.
I know the 6th graders through the USA, they've had to score points, and we have, I know one, Mason Sorenson has scored enough points because he won the Owatonna qualifier that we had earlier. So he's scored enough points. Now he's scored enough to wrestle in the regions. Gotcha. So it's a region tournament that you have to place top 4. You could have a 16-man bracket. You could have a 2-man bracket.
Sure.
It's whatever, how many kids show up for your weight.
So if you're looking to wrestle at state, you're not sure, and you have a child around this age range.
Yep.
Best if you check in with you as far as where they stand and what they need to accomplish.
What they need to do,
Gotcha.
And practices and cards. I am going to be I'm getting some more information stuff. I'm going to be sending out emails to all our middle school kids. I'm going to have a parents meeting. So, because there's new kids asking, what is USA Wrestling?
Right.
And then right after that, then we go into Freestyle and Greco, and that flyer is going to be coming out on Friday.
Okay.
And we're going to get the online registration set up, and we're going to go from there for Freestyle and Greco.
Nice.
So, and I hope this year, I am not going to suggest, but I'm going to actually push that we start going to tournaments. The experience of actually wrestling it. I mean, you're learning it. Sure. We had our first year experience, got the kids in. I think they'll have more fun at the tournaments because it's just, they're quick now. They're 4-man brackets. You're in and out. They're not from 7 in the morning till 5 at night anymore. You go in, you wrestle your rounds, and you're out.
Sure.
So, and it's a short little season. It's 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a 4 or 5 month season. And you can, at middle school, it's time to start working for that end goal at your senior year, placing at state high school. You need this.
Yeah, you do. I've been fielding some questions about it from even high schoolers that are relatively new. And just as a quick recap, it's a different scoring method. It's a different, move set here and there, but there's so much overlap. There's so much we've gone over in the high school room as far as like single leg and high C defense. Yep. And it's all plucked directly from freestyle. My underhook series is plucked directly from Greco.
Yep.
Like all of these things correlate really, really well. And this year I know my own son wants to wrestle through the spring, and so I'm going to be directly involved as much as I can be and traveling to tournaments too, and I'm excited to get everybody and kind of keep us all together.
And it's fun. I mean, I don't miss too many. I mean, we pick 5 out of the 6 tournaments. There's one way up north that it's just too far to. Yeah. I'm not staying overnight for an open tournament. State tournaments and nationals, when kids make it out there, I take off work and we head out. Sure. So. But other than that, we'll have more information on when I send out the emails this week. And Thursday night, if anybody's watching this, I will be having a parents meeting kind of down by the wrestling room right before practice.
Awesome. Sounds great. Well, and we'll be right back with a few of these wrestlers in just a second. Well, welcome back to the Owatonna Wrestling Weekly Podcast. Coach Hovden, who do we have here today?
We have Mr. Owen Shilling.
Mr. Owen Shilling. Now, Shilling, my word, I know that last name. That seems like a last name that's involved with Owatonna Wrestling.
There's been a couple of them. So which one is your dad?
Bronson.
Bronson?
Bronson. And then you definitely had an uncle.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Derek.
Derek. That's a great name, guys. That's a really great name. How about Grandpa, Grandma? Are they just Grandpa, Grandma?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, great. Well, sir, so what grade are you in again?
Second.
Second. So how many years have you been wrestling then?
2.
2 years.
Man.
Have you wrestled for Owatonna both years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
Who's been your coaches these 2 years? Do you remember who your coaches are?
No.
No. Who's your coach this year? Is it Coach Sorenson? Is he one of them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Coach Ewell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Do you have a favorite coach? I'm just kidding. You don't have to say if you have a favorite coach. So, Mr. Second Grader, what would you say if you're wrestling? What's your takedown that you really like to do?
Double leg.
Double leg. All right.
Nice.
And then, so you take them down to the mat, and they're already crying because you hit that double leg so well. What do you like to do to put them on their back?
A half Nelson.
Perfect. Perfect.
Pure blood Owatonnan right here. Nice. So let's say the off chance, just so weird, you actually get taken down. So try to imagine that, because I know you never get taken down. But if you did, what move do you like to hit when you're underneath on bottom?
How do you get out?
How do you get out?
Like to peel the hands.
Peel the hands and stand? Do a stand up or do you switch? What do you like to do?
Switch.
Nice.
Oh, man.
The talent right here.
Yeah. Holy cow. Now, are you an only child? Do you have a brother and sister? Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
What are their names?
Henry, Miles.
Henry and Miles.
What are you oldest, youngest, middle child?
Middle child.
Middle.
So you're the tough one then. Yeah.
Which one's older?
Henry.
Henry. Okay, then Owen, then Miles. Is it fun being a big brother to Miles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you ever wrestle with him?
Yeah.
Do you wrestle with Henry too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
All right.
Does it ever get out of control?
Do you guys ever start fighting?
No.
No. Oh, that's a
Well
good.
disciplined and oh my gosh,
Oh,
good job,
Dan.
Mom and Dad.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Jeepers. Well, how about this year? Do you have like a favorite match or tournament or hanging out with your buddies moment? Anything like that?
Hanging out with my buddies.
Yeah, like at a tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah? What were you guys doing when you were hanging out?
Watching.
Just watching wrestling.
Yeah.
Were you cheering each other on?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So when you're not wrestling, what do you like to do? What do you play video games? You go outside, climb trees, play football? What do you do when you're not wrestling?
I go outside sometimes and play catch.
Play catch? Oh. So you like baseball? Or do you play catch with football?
Football.
Football, okay. Do you play any other sports besides wrestling? Do you do any other sports?
Hockey and football
Hockey
and lacrosse.
and lacrosse. Okay.
He's staying in shape.
Ah.
Cross is a lot of running. Sounds fun though.
So I gotta ask, what kind of? See if you can answer this question. What kind of music do you like? Do you like country music? Do you like hip hop? Do you like jazz? What kind of music do you like?
Country.
You like country. Who's your favorite artist? Who's your favorite singer? Do you have one? No. No? Okay.
Just a connoisseur of all things country and or western.
Yeah. Hey, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food.
Yeah. What do you like to have? If your mom asked you, what do you want for supper? What are you going to ask for?
Tacos.
Tacos?
This kid's on fire. Tacos, absolutely.
God, he's got all the right answers tonight.
Can you handle spicy tacos or not really?
I can handle spicy tacos.
Look at this guy.
I had tacos tonight.
You had tacos tonight?
But it's not Taco Tuesday. Do you get tacos tomorrow night too then?
No.
No?
Taco Monday it is.
All right.
Awesome, dude.
So do you, what do you plan on wrestling all the way through high school? Do you have a goal of wrestling in college? That's a long ways away, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you going to try and be better than your dad was?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That was a pretty quick answer.
Yep.
Yeah. That goal sounds pretty solid.
I'll have to say this. You do talk more than your dad, and I kind of like it. You know, I know something. I used to coach your dad when he was younger, too.
Gosh.
Did you know that?
No.
No? Yep. Your dad and your uncle.
Uh-oh.
That's how old I am.
Well, so the other sports you play, lacrosse and football, hockey, what would you say is wrestling your favorite sport? Or, and you don't have to say yes, or like, what do you prefer to do?
Wrestling.
It is wrestling.
Nice.
Awesome. Here, I'll get you your $20 for
Yep.
that answer.
I'll get you a new headgear, too.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So, did you get a new pair of wrestling shoes this year? Or did you grow out of your last year's, or are you still wearing the same ones?
I got new wrestling shoes.
You got new wrestling shoes. Nice. So that means you grew.
Yeah.
Nice. So
Deal. How much you weigh now? I'm gonna say
just gonna ask that.
40 pounds.
No, 55.6.
55.6 to be exact, guys. Man, I'm losing my touch. Okay, well, I was way off. Sorry about that. I was
You must
about
have
like
put on some
30%
muscle.
How many push-ups do you think you could do?
100.
100. Holy cow.
This kid's on fire.
Yeah, he's going to be a beast, guys.
I did it once.
You did it once?
No.
Like just straight through? That's awesome.
In sit-ups.
And sit-ups.
How many sit-ups? 100 sit-ups?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Gosh, your dad's got you on a resume already.
Yeah.
It wasn't my dad.
Oh, it wasn't. Who was it?
I just tried to do it.
Oh, you just did on your own. Jesus. Self-motivated.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast. But do you know what? You actually did a lot better than even the high schoolers we have on here. So good job. You are a professional.
Do you want to say hi to anybody that's out there on the TV? Do you want to say hi to your mom, your dad, your brothers, your grandpa, grandmas, your girlfriend, and anybody like that?
Not my girlfriend.
Oh, not your girlfriend? Okay.
No.
I don't have
You
one.
don't have one? Oh, okay. Good. Keep your mind in sports then. Yeah.
Do you want to say hi to anybody?
Do you want to say hi to your grandpa and grandma or to your mom and dad?
My mom and dad.
You want to say? Then go ahead. Say hi, mom and dad.
Hi, mom and dad.
Oh, that's so
Nice. Yeah, because they're not in here listening. They're going to have to watch this to see what it was
Right.
all about.
Yup. Well,
So,
thank you so much, buddy. We love having you in the room and your bros. I watched you at the Friday Night Rumbles. You guys are like hard workers, but also like what I love about it is you're good sports too. Like you show a lot of sportsmanship and everything. So thank you so much.
yes, and we'll let you get off to practice because that's where you need to get to right now, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
We'll be right back with another wrestler, slightly larger. Welcome back. We're here with Owen. We're here with Grant Lauer, Captain Lauer. Yeah, this is like when we had Eli Ross
Yeah.
on. Holy crap. All right.
I feel kind of small.
Yeah. This is, 6'5", did you say?
About that, yeah.
6'5", 270-pound Captain Grant Lauer here. Bemidji State football commit. You saw him play both ways basically the last 2 seasons, right, for the Huskies?
Yep.
Nice. And if you've been at recent wrestling events, you've seen him absolutely toss human beings
off the mat.
8-9 feet off the mat or spear them into oblivion. Yeah. So I wanted to have you on here a long time ago. And then all of a sudden I was like, hey, no better time than now as you are absolutely pounding human beings and just really on fire. Like you're kind of in a nice, even the matches against a couple weekends ago, Aquinas and Karsten were still really good. And it was like, I feel like you're turning it on at the right time. How's your season been feeling?
It's been feeling pretty good, just gradually increasing throughout and getting better day by day, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. So last year you ended up taking fourth at third at sections.
Yeah.
Third at sections. What's like your mindset coming off of that and like coming around for this season?
Basically to show them that I'm number one now.
Yeah. Well, and you're undefeated in the conference /section.
Which is good. Which is a good route going in.
Yeah.
That's a good route.
I will say too, you just look different anyway. So last year, the big headline was kind of the body transformation you did between track going into your junior season, and you were walking around more like in the 450s, 460s, and then this year you came in as a full heavyweight, and on the O-line, D-line, you looked just monstrous and everything like that. Is that part of kind of the trajectory for where your college coaches want you at?
Yeah, they want me around 280 before I get there.
Okay.
And they're going to slowly put mass on me, I suppose, to around like 300, 310 probably.
Yeah, and you clearly have the frame to keep holding it. So, yeah.
That's that's a lot of weight.
That
but
is.
Your size, you can handle it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't wait to see that and come back to visit and show up around here and see what you actually look like.
Right. Well, and we also, so you were the easy choice to be captain this year. You're the sole captain of our team. What are you hoping? And one of the reasons is because academically, like you just across the board are just a model citizen. What are you looking to study in college?
I'm thinking of studying exercise science for my major, and then after that, probably go to physical therapy school.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, sounds good. And I suppose you have track right around the corner here, throwing for Coach Egermont.
Yep.
I know you've had shoulder stuff in the past, sort of related to that. How was that feeling this go around?
They've been feeling really good this year.
Okay.
Not too many aches or pains. It just gets tight sometimes, but then it feels good the next day, pretty much.
Okay, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, we haven't really noticed anything, in practice or anything. So,
yeah.
Well, that's good. How are you liking the new facilities?
It's nice. It's got thin walls in some spots, but everything's nice,
Yeah.
What do you mean by thin walls?
I mean, you can hear the next class over talking very clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How about the weight room?
That's really nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything there is top tier for sure.
You wish they had a couple more years with that?
Yeah, definitely.
That weight room compared to the old one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it better than Bemidji State's weight room?
I'd
Or
say
comparable?
it's probably on par.
Jeez. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a lot of people. If you haven't had a tour of the high school, absolutely do it. It is top notch, and yeah, it operates like a college weight room. The facilities are crazy. Well, so we're coming up to sections. We're ramping up. What would you say the mentality of team at sections is?
Team is definitely just everyone put everything on the line and just give it all you have to succeed, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like, obviously Albert Lea wasn't too fun overall. But do you see, we're probably going to get the 3 seed. How do you feel about like both Northfield and then moving on to Albert Lea? Like, how do you see those matching up?
I think Northfield is definitely beatable, and Albert Lea is going to take a absolute dogfight to take down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Much more solid of a team, and yeah, they know how to slow things down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clearly. Yeah. What was going through your head in that Albert Lea match this past Thursday?
At the time, not a whole lot. It was just more instincts taking over during the match, I suppose.
So
yeah. What do you work? Oh, sorry.
Was it a challenge? I mean, the guy was a lot shorter.
Yeah.
Is that a challenge for you being as tall? You're not. I mean, most heavyweights nowadays are tall. I mean, back in the day, they weren't always tall, big guys like you. They were more the shorter, round guys. The little bowling balls.
Right. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not saying they weren't strong bowling balls, but a typical heavyweight was maybe around 220.
Yeah.
But they were at that 220 was a solid 220. But
Right.
now you guys are growing a lot bigger than.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more guys your size. I mean,
Yeah.
the height, was that a challenge with his height?
It definitely is. Just a lot farther down to go to get my moves going.
Yep.
And everything's a lot more compact in that smaller frame. And just getting around all that, just reach, everything is just harder for me.
Yep.
Yeah, because what are you looking for on your feet? Like, what's kind of your go-to stuff?
I'd say probably a knee pick, something down with the legs.
Yep.
Usually tips them over pretty easily,
Yep.
but when they're that short, like 5'6", that's a long way to go.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like going past his head, reaching here at the shoulder. Yeah. No, that is a challenge. How'd Saturday go for you?
Saturday definitely was not my best performance ever. Looking to come back soon with the next meets coming up and show out.
Yeah, okay. I love the aggression though that you're showing now. It's cool to see, and I felt like Saturday was a good. Let's work through some stuff. Let's try some stuff. You're getting back to a lot of that, underhook and kind of reverse headlock-ish to set up your knee pick and everything. I love that version of Grant Lauer because it's pretty well established now. People aren't going to try to shoot underneath you. Like, you're not, and that's what we wanted because you're so good with your sprawl and go behind, but like people now just, they're going to dance.
They don't want to get underneath you.
Yeah, they're just going to dance with you. So yeah, that's comes with the territory when you get good enough, big enough, strong enough, is suddenly they just want to keep it close on you. And yeah, you've had to kind of deal with that lately of people just not wanting to open up.
Yeah, they just stay back.
Yeah.
So this year, what has been your highlight this year of the year, like a highlight match? You might have won, you might have lost. What was so far your favorite match that you've wrestled?
My favorite match, definitely the Karsten match.
Okay.
Against Karsten. That was fun, even though I lost that match, but it was just domination by the end, even though those shots weren't in,
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, them were some.
Yeah. To recap, he was pounding the head and going to a knee block, and then running him about 40 yards onto the gym floor over and over again. And it just didn't.
From one side of the mat just to
kept
the other.
Not landing in bounds, barely. Like trying to do that Chris Carter toe drag, on the edge of the mat. And it just kept on. And you had a takedown like two of those times.
Yep.
But
I agree.
That was, first match of that day. And man, you just seemed different. And ever since then, it's like, that's your mentality, and I love that. Last year you got a little wild, got some headbutt warnings, and throwing kids off the mat.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and now it's like you found
warning's
that.
Fine.
Yeah, why not?
Now you found that balance where it's like that aggression with this technique, and you're putting it together, and we just need some of those to start on the center of the mat, and man, you're gonna rack up points, dude. So awesome. Well, shout outs. Do you want to do any shout outs?
It's my mom and dad. They're probably watching this podcast. So, hi.
What are their names?
Jessica and Nicholas Lauer.
Nice.
Good.
Anyone else?
No, that's all.
Okay.
I asked Owen. I'm going to ask you. Any girlfriends that you want to say hi to?
Yeah, but I doubt she'll watch the podcast. I don't think she has Owatonna Live. So.
Hey, Emma Green, watch the podcast, Emma Green. Since you use my full name every time you're around my daughter, Emma Green. But yeah, so nice. Well, thank you again. Like I said, you are a consummate professional, a great leader in the room. It's always good to have such great senior leadership, and to have it be a 6'5", 280-pound guy also helps things as far as law and order. So love having that. And I'm not going to start tearing up, but I'm going to miss you when it's all said and done, sir.
Yep.
Hey, congratulations. Good luck up at Bemidji State, and good luck the rest of the season.
All right.
Well, one quick circle back and shout out to the Flemke Insurance Agency and for being our sponsor this week. And what do you got, Coach?
I just want to do, just a little report. I talked to Jacob Reinardy this last week. He's up at Moorhead State wrestling for the Dragons up there. He cracked the lineup at 165. He is 13-11 on the season. He won the Dragon Open, his first tournament he won. So he's talked to him about his goals. He says his goals he's working towards. He would love to get nationally ranked in his. He's got 4 years left, or 3 years after this year. Still to wrestle. He says the team is like a family, like it was here. I mean, everybody, the 2-a-day practices help. It makes the season go a little faster.
Sure.
They're constantly doing stuff. He says wrestling's going great. He's learning a lot. He says he's wrestling some very good wrestlers. And that's just a little recap on him.
Yeah.
So He's up at Moorhead State if anybody's up in that area, and go catch a match.
There you go, Mr. Jacob Reinardy, oldest of the 3 Reinardy boys.
So that's all I got. Just a little blip on him.
Well, it's good. That's good. Miss you, Jacob. All right. Well, thank you again for another Owatonna Wrestling Weekly podcast. And come on out this Saturday to Big 9 JV if you have nothing else going on like a 50-degree February day. So
or you can take a 2-hour drive out to Redwood Falls and watch the girls section.
Yep. Awesome. Well, take care, and we'll talk to you next week.
See ya.